Okay, welcome back to for the next section, which is deposits. So for the deposits, obviously we'll go into the deposits folder. And you'll notice in the deposits folder, we have folders for each month. And you'll need to make new folders as we go along. To make a new folder, you will right click and then hit new folder. We do want to title in a specific way that everything stays in order. So you type in for the month, it should be 10, and then in caps, October 2019. Do that, hit create. As you can see, and you can do as many months as you need to in advance, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so to make the deposit, what we'll need to do is go down to what we have is called a deposit master. Master is basically a template. You do not want to change this one. What we're going to do is basically make a copy of it. So you can double click on it to open it. And you see here it's called Deposit Master. Like I said, this is a template. We don't want to necessarily change this one. What we want to do is make a copy of it. So to make a copy of it, we will go to File and Make a Copy. The screen will come up, and this is where we title and make sure that we put it in the correct place. So what we want to do is the title of it will be the date. We also want to make sure that we specify which office is doing this. So if we are in the Piedmont office, we're going to use Wayne County, and then a space, a dash, a space, and then we're going to use today's date, which is the 19th. 19. If we are in the other office, what we'll do is use, RCC for it. So this way I can differentiate which bank this is going into. We also want to make sure that we put this in the correct place. So to find the correct place, we're going to go down below where it says folder, click on that. And let's see, for whatever reason this is not loading, so we'll go back and we'll go into the deposits. We should see our folders here. Because I titled this one, actually today's date, 7/19, we can also create a new folder here. So I'm going to go ahead and create a new folder real quick, which is 7 July 2019. Hit enter to create, and then we just hit select. We can see the folder here where it also says like 7 July. If we're doing one in August, you'd basically come back out, hit the August, hit select. Okay. Once we do that, hit OK, and you'll notice up here a new tab opened. And this is, and we can even see that it was what we titled it. We also see basically it's up here. What we want to do is go ahead and close the master, the deposit here, so you can just close that. So when we do make changes, we want to make sure that we are making changes on the correct one and not the master. Okay, and this would be pretty similar to what you guys are already doing, where you're going to put in the advertiser name. And more often than not, we want to make sure that this coincides with the same name that was used on the run sheet. So we're just going to use a fake one here. If the check comes from Herald Publications, I'll put in the check number 1559. We're just making up a number, you know, whatever that amount is. AR stands for that's basically the receivables or anything that was billed through the run sheets. More often than not, again, if this is like for advertising or it's something that we build, you can put under the AR at $100 prepaid. This column is for used if they prepaid an ad and it hasn't been on a run sheet or may not be in our system yet. Stand sales, if obviously that's for newspaper drops. Subscriptions, we also have for printing, and this is usually for prepaid printing. Same with legals and prepaid classifieds. So what you'll do is you'll continue to make this as you go. So if Scott Hoskins came in, paid cash $10 for a classified. Put that under there. Okay, and you'll notice if we scroll down, we can see that the amounts are adding up. So we have 110. It's adding up here. This is our total deposit. You can also see in our AR section that it's adding up there as well as here. Choose this. You can see this a little bit easier. So it's all adding up into the column. So at the end of it, this should be basically the exact amount that we actually make the deposit for. One of the things you'll notice in Google Drive is that this is all in real time. If I add something from my side, or I can see what you guys do in real time. So basically, the good thing is that you don't have to save anything. Once you are complete with your deposit, all you have to do is close it. You'll notice whenever I enter it on my end, I will basically change, I will highlight this bottom number into a yellow. That means that I have entered it and that at that point you do not want to make any changes to it. If a change needs to be made, you need to make sure that you call our office. So like I said, once you're done filling it out, basically you can just close it and the deposit will be done. I'll receive it on my end and we'll enter it into there. You can also then go back and check and see. We can go back into this folder if you ever need to check a deposit, such as checking on a customer's to make sure that they paid. You can go back in and you'll see here on the thumbnail that you can see that it's yellow, meaning that I've already entered it on our end. And again, to open it, if you need to go back and review anything, you just open it and it is all there for you. And that is pretty much a tutorial on deposit sheets. Obviously, if you ever have any questions, give a call to the Mosquito office.